This is my second sketchbook that I've only ever finished. It's quite a thick little boy, and there's lots of experimentation in here, lots of learning, kind of trying to understand what style I wanted to pursue. So I'm going to talk you through random bits that I remember. This was my first ever gouache painting. Never used them before, bought them and had a little go at a HB pencil, some random little ink sketches, different kind of colourings. This was drawn the Deaf Cat Cafe in Rochester. So I sat opposite and I just did a little sketch. A lot of these are really fun. This is where you just draw a random marker shape and then you try and make something out of them. So each time you're creating something that is properly unique. Another attempt at gouache. Some of these pencil ink drawings, so ink drawings, are inspired by other people's work. So Garrett Williams, I think that was his. That might have been as well. I can't remember exactly. Just did a random drawing of someone, and it kind of reminded me a bit of a character from Simpsons, but also Tom Jones. I don't think I was trying to go for either. More Garrett Williams. I think I found his work and just loved his line art, so I was trying to learn from that. Another gouache. Yeah, just great fun, isn't it? It's the gouache I've got. I think there's two types you can get. You can get ones that once they're down, they're water safe. They don't dilute anymore. And then the ones I've got, every time you put down paint, it soaks up and changes what's underneath. I've had to blur out some of these naked pictures simply because I think Instagram and TikTok and YouTube pick up a nudity and strike you against it, even though it's like, who's going to be offended by a rubbish drawing of a boob? Watercolour, I think that was. Some random little ink drawings. A red marker pen. Not a biro. There's a wonderful website, Instagram account, sorry, called Earthsworld, and he takes photos of people out in public, typically at American state fairs, and they are wonderfully typically American. So that's a great source to go and get photographs of real people. And I started doing random heads. So some of these are just made up. Some of these are continuous line drawings in biro. These are all continuous line drawings. Started practicing some hands. We had some riots in England, and yeah, there were some idiots that were out looting, being dickheads. Getting filmed doing looting shops, and obviously they ended up in court and in jail. Do 100 hands. See, I need to practice hands. Little watercolour. Nigel Farage, another classic political dickhead. Musk, I think. These might have been faces from a thumbnail on a YouTube video, and again, they're just kind of continuous line drawings. Continuous line drawing of a dog. These are fun to do. I kind of like these because you can't be too pedantic about what you're doing. Another one, continuous line drawing, continuous line drawing. Ink, I've treated myself to a whole bunch of different coloured inks to have a play with. What's that? That looks like acrylic markers or something. The continuous line drawings again. I do love the freedom, the expressionism that you kind of get from just doing these. Oh, this was fun. This was, yeah, 15 minutes continuous line drawings, 11 followers. I just went and looked at people's avatars and then literally spent a minute trying to recreate their avatars in the book. So yeah, 11 and 15 minutes. Some random YouTube girl, obviously promoting OnlyFans or something. Oh, I love these kneecaps. Another little very loose, when I say loose, I mean it's drawing with a pencil, a pen like this. And I just, once I'd finished, I just really loved the way I'd done her kneecaps. I just thought they were terrific. With a watercolour, ambidextrous. I had 2 pens on the go and drew the same thing at the same time. And you can kind of see my left hand isn't as controlled as my right hand. Continuous line drawing, but at the same time. Another YouTube girl, but I think I undressed her for some reason. Google Maps. This is something I've really found interesting, is you can go onto Google Maps Street View and go to a random country, a random village, town, whatever, and drive up and down, and you'll see these wonderful buildings. I think there's a couple of vehicles that I drew from places, from styles that I would never have seen. Yeah, I was sat in Cafe Nero and someone sat in front of me, and so I just drew her zip. Some more hand practicing. This was drawn on site down in Whitstable in Kent. More hands. That was a photograph of some guy from Pinterest, Israeli stool keeper. I just thought he had an interesting craggy face. Continuous line drawing. I was down in Whitstable Beach and this lady had propped herself up and the kids were off playing, so I did a very quick sketch, and again it was a continuous line drawing there. Continuous line drawing again. This was a dip pen. Kind of, that's fun. Cafe Nero, someone sat down opposite me. Well, not opposite me, but you know, I could see them. David Bowie I had a go at, or Bowie, Barry Bowie, who says what? So, some of these you kind of are pleased with. I got into, what's the name of the anime? Oh, let's go. I've forgotten. I watched a cartoon film. Howard's Castle, is it? Oh, I don't know. And there were some pigs, so I drew those. Just experimenting with. Oh, I think I found someone's tutorial on cloth draping, and I think I kind of started and just never went back to it. I took some photos of some fish in a pet shop. Alcohol markers. This paper's not fantastic for alcohol markers, go straight through, so you have to be careful what you're doing on the other side. I've got a feeling that was Bill Murray, and again it was a very loose kind of, you know, draw. Again, it was that style of drawing a distance so that you don't become too pedantic. Self-portrait in a Coke can, of course. I always sit in a Coke can. Another self-portrait, slightly exaggerated. I wasn't really going for caricature, but I was just messing around with proportions and sizes, and so things are purposefully off. Trump light-wise, you can see the kind of, I've been messing. It's not really a caricature, it's more of a wonk. So I kind of like drawing people with wonk. Photograph from Pinterest somewhere. I apologise to this lady. I'm not quite sure what happened with proportions, but if you ever met her in real life, you'd run a mile, wouldn't you? Photograph of a chap on Pinterest. Photograph, I think that is of a sculpture on Pinterest. And then I was just experimenting with different ways to draw faces. That might have been drawn from real life. A lot of these sketches are very quick, you know, minutes long. 5 minutes, 10 minutes, depends how much time I've got. They're just experimenting. I think that was a photograph on Pinterest again. That was a car, a photograph of a on Pinterest. I might have made that engine up. That was someone's album art. Another photograph from Pinterest. Just exploring a bit of surrealism. Not going for, obviously you can see I've kind of purposefully short forehead, dropped the eye, put a house on his ear. That house wasn't actually on his ear. Old timer. Girl with two left eyes. Another Earth's World. I do recommend this Instagram account. Some wonderful photographs of people that you can go and study and draw. Did a quick sketch. Did it again. It wasn't fantastic. The proportions, the head. It's like, yeah. Mistakes are portals of discovery. You realise where you need to practice. That hand I kind of just gave up on. I don't think I even completed that hand. Another gouache, just messing around. I was having problems with these gouache. They just tend to lift the paint underneath. So yeah, I need to get better at that. That's a real place, a photograph up in the Lake District. She's not real, but I've covered her boobies. Watercolour, ink. I was messing around with, I like the idea of these Japanese maker's marks. So I've kind of created my own, and this is my name. It kind of says Chris, C-H-R-I and S, and it kind of looks like Japanese. I kind of like that style. Or houses, watercolour, doodles again, watercolour over ink. All fun. These were blind drawings. I think I drew these for people without looking at the paper. More drawings from photographs I took at a pet shop. Lullaby. I kind of had a short interest in tarot cards. Magician, the Kings. Those are watercolour. The News. Wisdom. It's just about mark making, isn't it? It's about using different pens in different ways. Some of these are markers, some of these are biro, some of these are fine liner, crayon, watercolour. These I spent a fair bit of time on each one, probably, I don't know, half an hour. Clint Eastwood, De Niro. I can't remember his name now. One of my favourites. He was in. Can't even remember the name of the film. Crikey. Harrison Ford. Blade Runner. What an idiot. That was fun. Biro, blue biro with a bit of watercolour on. That's a photograph of someone on Pinterest. Ashley Wood, kind of liked his work. Ian McHugh, very stylised line work. Much more ink drawings, studies of faces from different angles. It was fun. I think it might have been a photograph. I think the rest might be made up. That looks like an Ian McHugh again. So does that. Watercolour. That was probably just drawn from still life. Just had a can in front of me. These are just biros. That's probably that biro pen there, more than likely. Made this up there. I found a photo of Hagrid's house, and so it was quite a small crop thing, so I just created the rest. These were fun. I like doing these where you just get some ink and kind of blow it around the page, kind of let it run, and then once it's dry you go in and try and make something of it. So you can see here we've got a bit of a crocodile and a Pinocchio and a woman with a funny willy head. They're fun to do. back to these two, and that were places on Google Street View, and I think I even wrote the town and the location, and that was likewise a little digger that I found on Google Street View. More random, so I get alcohol marker and I just make a shape, and then on top of that I then do some line work to turn them into little spaceships. Blind drawing, so I was just looking at a glass, and you look at the object, you don't look at your paper, and you just draw what you think, where the lines are and everything, so that you get a beautiful quality to some of these drawings. Found someone else's art on Pinterest. I think I might have largely copied that and made some of it up. Can't remember, I didn't write their name down. And I was just trying to do very quick drawings of the same face, and they just got smaller. So these would have been minutes long, each one. Self-portrait, I got a screwdriver and pulled my eyelid back. And then I took a photograph, and then very quickly red biro. That's from a photograph. Not sure. That's for photograph on Pinterest. Photograph. Can't remember. That might be an illustrator's picture I copied. I was having a coffee and Krispy Kreme. That might have been a photograph. There's me experimenting with that Japanese stamp style, maker style. So when you look at that, you would just not realise. Oh, we went and had my wife and I went and had a coffee and a bit of cake, and this was on the table. There was like some flowery thing in a vase, so I drew that whilst we were having our coffee. Some guy in Cafe Nero. I like Cafe Nero. That's my favourite place to go and have a coffee. Hugh Laurie, I believe. Can't remember. Just made him up as we went. I bought these tinted watercolour washes. And I found this a guy called Coulter Wall, discovered new to me. Fantastic singer, and one of his lines is, "A raven is a wicked bird, its wings as black as sin." That really stuck with me. Some guy in Cafe Nero. Random fish. Dame Maggie Smith died, and I was sat in Cafe Nero when I heard, so I drew her. Another photograph of Pinterest. I think I did that for Inktober, these two for Inktober. And then I was just making some notes of what I need to do more of, and hands. So my next new sketchbook. And I also like the idea of machinery, so I was having a little go with a tractor. So that's it. I learned so much, got inspired by so many people, saw so much art, and I've got loads more sketchbooks since this one. This was my second ever book that I ever purposefully finished. And I went and bought these little, pen holders. And then I literally just, whenever you see me out and about, shopping or walking, I'll always have a sketchbook in my hand with one of these little pen tabs and my pen of choice, be it a fountain pen, a pencil, a crayon or some script. Tucked in, so that wherever I am I can just stop and just do a little sketch, and that's really kind of upped my game and got me experimenting more. So I kind of decided that I would classify myself, so this is it, this is the statement: I'm the kind of man that will always carry a sketchbook. And once I kind of identified as that person, it means that I don't have to apologise to myself for always carrying a sketchbook. So I take it from home in the morning, into the car, drive to work, take it into work, finish work, might go and have a coffee, come home, and I'm always carrying a sketchbook, so I can always just stop and just do some silliness. And I can't tell you how much I've learned and how much I've been inspired by. Each one of these for me is just such a wonderful memory. Some of them obviously aren't supposed to be realistic. Some of them are bending the truth. Others I've clearly tried to be more faithful to the subject matter. But yeah, it's just a great way to learn. I still need to do lots more practicing on hands, on faces, but it's just I'm just really enjoying it. I've learned so much. So all I can say to you is just the book. You can see the quality of the paper isn't fantastic. It's rubbish on some mediums. It's okay with others. I just think you just need to leave your excuses at home and play more, have fun more. Because, you know, apart from me showing you this video across all social platforms, who's ever going to see it? It doesn't matter if it's crap art. It doesn't matter if it's rushed, if the proportions are wrong. If you've chosen horrible colours, if they've run, if they haven't done what you intended to do, then none of that matters, because everything you're doing is learning. I love the way I've done her eye. I love the way that's turned out. You know, I love the way I've done some of these lines, and you can look at that and go, oh my god, yeah, I really love her ear, and then you can build that into a finished piece or a proper sketch. But these are for learning. Sketchbooks are all about furthering your own understanding of what turns you on, what tickles your fancy, what style is it, what colours, what mediums, and then you can come and do some painting. Yeah, that's it really. I'm waffling now, so thanks for watching. I hope that was useful. Let me know if there's I started numbering the pages. I think I didn't finish. I think I only got up to like 112 or something. But yeah, if there's anything you like, then obviously let me know in the comments. But I hope that's helped, inspired, past 5 minutes on YouTube for you, or TikTok, or Instagram, wherever it is you're looking. Yeah. Well, thanks ever so much for stopping by, and I'll see you on the next one.